Yo, Twitch. What is up? Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Hey, Katie Page. Hey, Take. Hey, Seth. Hey, Riggedy. Hey, Easy. Hey, McSwifty. Yo. There's a really cool guy on my YouTube VODs who always tells me what I guess is what key my yos are in, like musical key singing. I don't know anything about music, obviously. I'm probably saying the wrong thing, but I wanted to give him a few different ones there. Yo. I don't know. I do totally remember what day of the week it is. Yeah. So we're going to kick it off with some duels today, guys. This plan number one. Number two, we're going to talk about some of the, like, there was some survey stuff that came out about Hearthstone, about like new features and like subscriptions and so on. Hey, Tom, thanks for the 1,000 bits. Here's for some duels today. I haven't tuned in a while. Oh, thanks, Tom, Dude. That's a great way to get me to play duels. 1,000 bits every time. Jeez, rewarding the duels. I love it, man. That's some loyalty. Thank you, Tom. Glad you're here. Happy to have you. Appreciate the bits. Very, very nice of you. So anyway, we're gonna talk about some of that like survey stuff that popped up online. I prepared some graphics, stuff like subscriptions and so on. We're gonna talk about that after duels. Then we'll do some Marvel Snap. I have kind of a meme deck. I want to play a Marvel Snap, so we'll do that after, because I got a lot of videos to prep. And then I think tomorrow is like patch notes or something, right? And the tease. We have not talked about the patch notes teaser since they came out. I posted about it on YouTube. I didn't want to make yet another video about patch notes being teased, so I just put out this thing, the graphic that the Hearthstone team made for upcoming stuff. I think this is supposed to come out tomorrow. Both come out and be patch notes tomorrow, I heard. So, bunch of nerfs and a bunch of buffs. A lot of buffs. So we'll save that for tomorrow. I've already literally made 2 different videos talking about this single round of potential nerfs. So I didn't want to do a third again yesterday. I just wanted to get a duels video out. So forgive me. Anyway, right now, let's kick it off with some duels. I wonder if there will be duels changes tomorrow alongside the standard changes. I don't know. Man, we're actually making gold. I've been doing a lot of like 7-8 win runs and duels. It's helping keep this free. It's really nice. All right. What are we gonna play, guys? We did thief stuff last time. That was hilariously fun and stupid. We almost never play Finley, but I also don't know how. We could do Dragon Finley. We could do Big Shaman Finley, but that's hard because you get... Are there any expansions where the cards cross over? You know... So like this set, you know, we got Undead, Death Rattle stuff in Shaman, and Dragons and Paladin. Those don't really cross over, right? Are there any sets where those actually do cross over for like Mage and Rogue? Something we could explore with some nice crossovers, you know? I wonder, Mrs. Kilbin, what's up? Mail. How's it going? Just really got a lot going on here, don't we? Just waiting. See ya. High five one more time. Yeah. Ow, you're strong. You're so strong. Warrior and Hunter, like what were their like old Doom? You know, Hunter had like the token quest line, and then like what did Warrior have in old Doom? They had kind of a taunt package. You know, we could do just Taunt Warrior, but the problem is we're going to get Hunter cards, which don't support the Taunt Warrior package if we go that route. Rogue, we've done a lot of Rogue recently. Paladin, we could still just do aggro Divine Shield Paladin, but that's so boring. Dragon Paladin is also, we don't have quite enough dragons as I recall. It's really hard to get a sufficient amount of dragons. Overload weapon with the Sir Finley here. Does that actually work? Did we decide if that worked or not? I can't remember. What in the heavens is this? I don't know what this means. All right, I'm checking out this mail. Tax return thing, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, no Vandar, Murloc Undead Shaman with Murlocula and the 5-mana Undead Murloc. Yeah, we haven't done Murloc Undead Shaman. That's a neat idea, actually. I kind of dig that. Murloc Undead Shaman. I'm guessing we're saying Fireheart for that so we don't get bad Paladin cards. Although Paladin does have Murloc cards too, just not in March of the Lich King, so you're gonna get a weird mix. Are there other good Murloc-y expansions for either Paladin or Shaman? Let's see, minion type Murloc, Paladin Murloc. We've got Darkmoon has the Dragon Paladin Murloc. Uldum has Sir Finley. There's really not a lot. Unguro has some. Unguro Shaman Murlocs. Shaman Murlocs are in Barrens and Sunken City and March of the Lich King. If we went for Barrens in Paladin, what do you have? Wondering what other card types, what we're gonna get. Baron's Paladin is what, like a bunch of secret stuff? Secret stuff. It is kind of aggro-y, I'll say. It does at least match the aggro game plan, and then Sunken City for Paladin is kind of mech. They are all a little aggro-y at least. I just don't love that. Lorthamar deck does sound very cool and fun, but how on earth do we use that? I would say let's just do Shaman, not Paladin Shaman. I like the idea of a Murloc Undead kind of Death Rattle Murloc thing, because there's actually quite a few Death Rattle Murlocs. Normally when you played Murlocs with this deck, it was all about the Murloc passives, but I'm thinking you might actually be able to get a Death Rattle passive that's also good here. So like you've got Forager, you've got Cookie, you've got the new guy Rotgill with all the Death Rattle stuff, although he's not really, I guess, particularly synergistic with Death Rattles itself, is he? Okay, as I look more closely at this game plan, yeah, I don't actually think there's that many Death Rattles, are there? Shoot, I really thought there were gonna be more. There's Fishy Flyer. Huh. Well, shoot. So I need to be careful about expansions here. This is Stormwind, for instance, which I don't know if I want Stormwind. I think we said Barrens in Sunken City and March of the Lich King, but it's like, that's not that many Murlocs. If we just go Barrens, Sunken City, and March of the Lich King. Sunken City, I guess, does have a lot more Murlocs that we can take. We can take Amalgam now, by the way. He doesn't screw you up anymore. And then Barrens. Let's see, we could do Core as well, but if we want Rotgill in particular, I mean, we don't have to do Rotgill, but I don't know, makes sense, doesn't it? Is there other good cards in Lich King we can take? Just Astalor? the only Murloc, but could we just get like Shadow Suffusion or something that's good at dealing damage, you know? What's my favorite class? Usually Warrior. I don't know if that's true in Duels, though. Duels might be a little different. Probably can't say it's my favorite in Duels. Yeah, I don't really see a good line here, dude. Lorthamar Murlocs. I mean, it's not the craziest idea I've ever heard, right? I don't hate that idea. That would make this a lot more fun for me, I'll tell you that. Like right now it's kind of boring. But Lorthamar? Like suddenly intrigued. You could also just go like Scourge Troll a Deathweaver Aura in here and use these as aggro cards, right? Like Deathweaver Aura on an early Murloc is still a really good play, I think. I think you'd be fine if you went that route. Like maybe cut the Poacher. Twin Fin actually also probably not our best bet. I bet we could put some of this Death Rattle stuff in here to give us a little bit of an extra like angle and finisher. Like Necrolite's not too bad on Murlocs either. It's an extra Undead, extra Death Rattle for the Scourge Troll, and kind of fine just on Murlocs, you know, just get a body. Get some stickiness. I kind of like this. So this is like an Undead Murloc hybrid. This looks good. How is the day treating you? Pretty good, pretty good. Had a visit to the eye doctor this morning. My wife and I went to the eye doctor together. We made appointments right after each other. That was really fun and sweet. I went and got sandwiches after. That was nice. Then I came home and prepped some graphics, and now I'm streaming. Oh, Murlocula? Is he's not undead, right? Murloc. Oh, but that adds Castle Nathria. Now, he does fit the theme very nicely. He is undead. That makes sense. But it gives us an entire extra expansion that we don't want, right? I don't know if I can run Castle Nathria. We don't want any other cards from Castle Nathria. Yeah, he would fit the theme, but he ruins the buckets. Because right now we have 3 sets exactly that are perfect. Yeah, let's stick to this. This is good. Undead Murlocs. How terrifying, dude. Hey, Regis, how's it going? It's going good. It's going good. Video yesterday is doing well for Marvel Snap. That's nice. Last Duels video, not doing so great. It's kind of one of those long-term ones, so hopefully it picks up. But so far, only 20,000 views is really bad. I think I screwed up and kind of put the VOD out at the same time, so they really competed against each other, but it's all good. It's all good. Hearthstone videos, definitely doing a little worse right now. Marvel Snap videos, doing a little worse, but still pretty good. Much better than Hearthstone anyway. It's definitely flipped a little bit. We heard any news about Arclight Rumble lately. I actually checked on that about a week ago because I was curious too. I was gonna make a video like what the heck happened to this game. There hasn't been much. There's been a little bit, I guess. I think you got to keep Aslar early. It's just so strong. Arclight Rumble, they've been doing like testing, like beta testing in certain regions and stuff, and they had a they've had like some small patches. This is what I read. I obviously have not been keeping up like regularly. I went to like the Reddit and read up a little bit. I played that game a little. It was fine. I didn't fall in love with it. You know, it's a mobile game. It's kind of got like Clash Royale vibes if you like Clash Royale. Which I enjoyed Clash Royale for a while. All right. This is an excellent clownfish. Just go for tempo, right? I think we go ahead and put it in the Flurgle too, honestly. Just get the best stuff down here. Hope they can't answer it in time. They already have an insane amount of mana because they played Illuminate into Nourish, which is just so gross. So we got to kill them very quickly here. Solar eclipse already. Cool. Good God, dude. Nourish on turn 2 or whatever is so brutally insanely good. It's actually just ridiculous how good Illuminate Nourish is. Kind of busted. Here I guess we just go Chieftain, right? Not much else to do. Hopefully we have some stuff alive to hit here for sure. Oh, that's a great draw. That's just extra damage, yeah. Are we actually gonna be fast enough to beat this deck with this crazy Nourish opener? This is 4 damage here. These two. Tempest Fury is a lot of damage too, potentially. Oh god, here they go. Are we dead? They're going for discounts, not spell damage here. I wonder if we're alive. Curious to see what happens here. Gonna get a lot of Moonfires. Are they gonna get enough to burn through all my stuff, I guess is the question. Good that we're not being killed, for the record. I don't need much to live here to win the game, so. Entomb for 0, dude. That's sick. That's actually so insane. Wow. Is that another Moonfire here? Because if so, we don't have lethal. Yeah, it is. Wow, what a turn, dude. Oh, maybe, is it? I think it is. I wasn't tracking, but surely it is. Yeah, there it is. So I actually don't have lethal. I'm 1 off. This is so insane. My god, dude. This Nourish early. Dude, Mana Cheat is just so silly. Look at this, dude. This is so gross. The Moonfire's discounting for 2 every time is just so outrageous. This is so silly. That's not lethal. I'm 1 off. I'm 1 off. Do I need to clear these? I mean, it's pretty likely they just kill me, right? This is 1, this is 3, and this is 2. Or I mean, yeah. I said that math really weird. You know what I mean? It's 5 damage. I think I need to kill one of these so they have a less likelihood to go infinite, but you have lethal? It's lethal? How is it lethal, guys? I'm gonna show you that it's not lethal. I'm gonna intentionally lose just to show you that that's 5 damage. I mean, I'm gonna just gonna do you guys this way because I think we're probably gonna lose anyway. So I'll just do the thing. I thought you gave him a new Wind Fury. How would that make it lethal though? I still don't know how that would make it lethal. You mean if it's the Divine Shield Wind Fury one? It would be the same. I don't know. It'd actually be less damage, I guess. The healing is what I was worried about, right? That's what we can't beat. If they heal, we just always lose. Oh, you thought it gave +1 attack and Wind Fury to a minion. Oh, I see. Okay, I gotcha. That would do it, yeah. That made up that hero power that doesn't exist would indeed have been lethal, yeah. I thought you meant maybe you thought it was the Finley hero power, which doesn't give +1 attack. I guess if you had promote and rolled Wind Fury, you could do it. I guess I'm dead, right? Yeah, I'm dead. Okay. I love the Tempest Fury, man. Why did that 3 hit them? Am I losing my mind? What was that 3 from just now? Okay, hold up. Why? What just happened? Did that Tempest Fury think... Oh, because I died. That's why. Oh yeah, there was no... I was already dead. So there was no enemy character to hit. Huh. I've never seen that. I died to the 2 damage. So there was no one to hit. Would have been really cool if that resulted in a tie. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, Grom's Arm Guards is probably worth it. Tempest Fury is very good for 3 mana. Inspiring Presence, you know, we have a couple legendaries, 2 or 3 here, but not enough to, I think, make that worth it, right? If we hit more Flurgles, I could see Inspiring Presence being pretty legit. The problem with Arms Guard is I want to be spending mana on minions on turn 3, you know? I don't really want to be Tempest Furying that much. I'm thinking about Presence. Yeah, actually Aslor is 3-1. That's a good way to think about it too. He's a bonus. I'm kind of thinking about it. Let's do Inspiring Presence. I like it. I'm gonna get more Flurgles, I think, so. Okay. So this is more Death Rattle stuff. We don't like Prescience very much. I think Scourge Troll is okay. Clownfishes are great. The cheat on Clownfish is really nuts. But Coral Keeper and Geyser are kind of iffy. We really don't need those. I do like Double Chieftain, but I don't love Earth Revenant. He's kind of unnecessary. So all 3 of these have pluses and minuses. The best individual card here is Clownfish. Pretty confident of that. But the most consistent bucket is Forged in the Barrens. I think I just really don't want a Coral Keeper, right? We're very bad at Coral Keeper. We have Shadow. We'll have Fire, but only 1 Fire. Very unlikely to actually hit that. I think it's this. I think it's fine. Coral Keeper is just going to be too tough to support. I think swapping Astalor's effects would be good enough nerf. You mean like swapping Battlecry and Mana Thirst? Oh, I haven't really thought about it much, but I don't know. I feel like I play the 2 cost one all the time on 2 anyway, so that wouldn't really change much. Oh, well, I guess it would change much. No, I wouldn't be able to Mana Thirst into a second copy. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I could see that. All right, let's keep these. They're both really good early openers. I don't have a lot of 1 mana Murlocs, so Scourge Troll is probably my best bet. And then Clownfish is, of course, nuts on 3 if I find enough Murlocs, which sadly, we get Earth Revenant, which isn't very good. I kind of need the other Murlocs, but that's a great turn 2 follow-up to Scourge Troll, so hopefully that'll connect. I think Scourge Troll could really win some games on its own occasionally. Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with some of you in chat who were saying that weapon should not have hit them last turn. It should have just fizzled. I don't know why it redirected to a friendly target. Most spells that have a conditional target like that, when there is no fitting target that matches its condition, it'll just fizzle. That one actually chose to redirect itself to a separate designated target, which is, I think that's kind of weird. Maybe there's a unique case because it's the end of the game or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know that we're playing the Scout this turn, but I think we can still play the Clownfish here. That's fine. Next turn probably feels like these together, right? Hopefully we have some bodies left behind on this Scourge Troll. Probably trade it in, right? Just to get more stuff. I mean, I don't know, the Rockgill's really good on it as well. So it's a bit of a Like, would we rather have the Rotgill buff the entire board, or would we rather have... Well, actually, given the order of these death rattles too, the Rotgill is actually... Oh, that makes me very sad, actually. The Rotgill, the dudes coming out of this, the zombies will get buffed by the Rotgill twice, right? Won't they be 4/4s? I think I'd rather them do it. I'd rather do it this way, right? We could also hit this though, and make sure that that dude goes off. Oh, does this go back to hand? No, it goes back to hand. Never mind. No, this is fine. Let's do it this way. I want this board more buffed, I think, is the moral of this story. Yeah, they're 4/4s. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I like this better. It's more buffage here. This is just, maybe it's just distinctly better. I don't even know why. I would have more rollovers, I guess, if these got the death rattle, but I want the more immediate pressure, I think. This is just like lethal pressure almost. So Asalor is kind of free, which is nice. We know he can also buff his own summoned copy, or his own battle cry thing. Holy crap, Kobe won. 200,000 channel points spent from Kobe 1. Holy moly, dude. Kobe, are you gonna be on stream for a minute? Like, are you gonna be around? Because I hate to interrupt the duels run to play a game. You know what I mean? If you can hang around until this duels run's over, I'd rather weave it in then. Not a bad day overall, though, to ask for that. I don't have too much craziness going on, so that's good. All right, this is very close to lethal. Am I really one-off lethal? I could kill off a unit by trading it in somehow or something. We might have a lethal, but I don't think we do at this stage. Okay. One off, dude. This is 2 games in a row I've been one off lethal, right? I guess we just play another unit here. Hope we're alive. I don't know. This is coming up, so I'm actually nervous we're dead. God, 2 games in a row. Yeah, no, Kobe, today's a good day. Just, you know, after the duels run would be a little better timing. I don't want to interrupt everybody's duels experience here, if we can. So, pretty good sticky threat. I mean, high health and death rattles on board, but also the hero power is enough to win, right? So they have a lot of problems to solve here. I don't think they ever do, right? How do you answer 8 health units, death rattle boards? Killing me, I think, is the most threatening option, which seems like they might have it. If I die, I'm gonna be so tilted, dude. This is so stupid. They didn't use their hero power, do they? They don't need it. Wow, dude, this is so stupid. Duels is outrageously tilting today. Like, come on, man. That's 2 straight games where the opponent just did not remotely care about anything I did. Hey, Lee, dude, what's up? H. Lee, longtime fan of your YouTube VODs. First time live, well, welcome, man. I have an idea for duels. Would love to see what you think. Wouldn't it be great if we could play a complete duels run with a friend? Like a complete 10 to 12 game run with all the passives and treasures. With a friend, do you mean like co-op, or do you mean like against each other, or like... I'm curious what actually you mean. But I'm up for it either way. Oh, you mean against each other, like kind of like a duel, but you're both getting better decks? That sounds cool. I'm up for that, man. Oh, yikes. We got the Elemental Barons twice. I mean, Nofin's really good, but these other ones kind of suck. Yeah, I wish in general we just had more ways to interact with the game. Changing rule sets, changing, you know, more sandbox style interactions.
Are you trying to ruin my espionage?
Yeah, man, this Duels run has been tilting so far. Yeah, we'll keep a clownfish. I mean, without coin, it's a little bit more harrowing. It turns out if you don't kill the opponent by turn 4, you lose, so maybe too slow, right? I feel like both these games we've had pretty good starts, and the opponent just said, nah, see you, man. Gonna go ahead and play 30 cards from hand. Good luck. The Ghoul Queen Scarlet Death Knight hero portrait will be available via the Heroic Brawliseum, which I think is like next week, as I understand it.
Here's another test.
I guess we tidy this up. I don't know. Feels a little bad, but I think Clownfish into no fin can be pretty nutty line here. You have to win 3 games in the Heroic Brawliseum. It does not have to be in a single run. So you can, but it's $10 or 1,000 gold per pop. And the average result is 3 wins. So there will be a lot of people who go in and it requires 3 or 4 attempts to get it, which I think that's going to suck. Most people should not be playing the Heroic Brawliseum. The expected value return is really low comparative to other features in Hearthstone, and I don't think most people are aware of how hard it is. So I think a lot of people end up wasting money on it, unfortunately. All right, Forager was a great draw into no fin. Gives me another body to buff here, which is really nice. I think we're just gonna ignore this and go face. They got, ugh, man, are you kidding me, dude? Ugh. So they're like giga overloaded, but still. What an insane result to be able to clear the board there. I am just I've had the worst streak of luck, I feel like, in duels lately. Jeez. I cannot. It seems like my opponents just always have the most magical answers in scenarios, right? It's just crazy value every time. Swashbuckler. All right. Believe they didn't get a perfect card there. Okay. Let's see what we find, I guess. Explosive runes. Cool, cool, cool. I mean, I do really want to trade this in, right? Okay, they didn't have a secret in deck. Okay, that was good news. All right. Guess that secret we saw earlier was just, was that generated or just happened to be the only one in hand, maybe? Okay, we could be worse. We could be worse. We're ahead on board. We got some cards in hand. I don't know if they're good ones, but we got cards. We'll take cards. Killing a 1/1 instead of the 3/2s? What do they have? Oh my god, dude. This is fine. This is totally fine. We're totally fine. Nothing's going wrong. Did I miss whatever discussion we're having? I don't think missed too much. What were we talking about? Heroic Brawliseum? I just don't think Heroic Brawliseum is very, very good for most players. I think it serves a really tiny portion of the player base. Which, it's fine for those things to exist. I just wish there were more sort of wardings and I wish it was clear how bad of a value prop it is for most people. I don't think it's very clear how bad it is for most folks. guess we just lose, right? I'm just losing. I really don't want to jellyfish a putricide, but I feel like I have to. If I do that, it means I kind of need to hero power it because I can't leave it alive. I mean, look at the 3-drop they got, right? Whenever I play this card, I get like a 1/2 with a battle cry, and they got the puffer fist to just completely dismantle me. I don't know, man. We're kind of just hoping to find something good here, but I got the ticking abomination. I'm just gonna ignore it and play for board because I just don't know what else to do. I think if I potion that and hit it and take 4 damage, I'm taking another 6. I'm basically functionally dead, so I'm just gonna try to get back ahead on board and hope somehow that their putricide whiffs. But they have 8 cards in hand, and I'm not winning this game. That's just so gross, dude. Dude, this has been incredibly tilting. Double brain freeze is gross. I love it, man.
Shouldn't be doing
Oh, the opponent conceded out of pure pity. I don't want the pity concedes, guys. I don't want the pity concedes. I'm gonna retire anyway. I feel bad that they pity conceded. It seems like E3W might be the person who pity conceded. I'm not sure. They just said hi. It's very nice of you, but I can't take these. I always feel bad. I mean, Cookie's Ladle's okay, but honestly, it's not even going to save this run. It's not really a value problem. Honestly, I actually think the deck felt pretty good. We got off to some crazy starts. It's just the game decided not to interact with us at all. Oh no, that's not the person. Okay. I know that they wanted me to succeed, but I just never have fun when this happens. I know that it's not as fun to win when you got a freebie. Boy, these are some special buckets, aren't they? We have not really gotten nearly the Murloc consistency I was hoping for. I think I'm taking this, dude. This run's shifting into Overlord Drakuru territory. They sacrificed themselves so you could win. I wish they hadn't, though. It's nice of them, but now I feel like we're abusing the privilege here. We're gonna steal a win from Colonel Coke when we should be losing, you know? Rockhill is pretty nuts. If I hit a Clownfish again, that's such a solid opener, as we saw in game 2. Forager's pretty cool, too. I tip my hat to you. Staking a claim. We never did get our perfect staking a claim run, did we? Still kind of want to go back to that. What was the other option we always wanted with staking a claim? It was like staking a claim into what? I can't remember. Scourge Troll I don't have the follow-up for, but it's a little better against their hero power here. More likely to shut down the hero power. The Forager just kind of feeds the hero power, really, so. Mr. Bleeding says, hey, you just love the latest Thief Rogue Duels you uploaded. I like that you went for Chaos Theory. And boy, did it work out. I think it's fun to pick the treasures that aren't necessarily the most commonly picked. Yeah, I'm with you there. I do wish they worked a bit better sometimes, but It's definitely more fun. All right. This is clearly a little early of a commitment. Could wait till next turn and do the chieftain with the scout. Yeah, I do actually like that a little better. Maybe we just tempo Astalor here. I think we go ahead and hit one of these so that we set up the ping on the chieftain. Okay, that was the worst discount. Do we play this now? No, we definitely save it for the scout. Yeah, we'll go for the swing turn this turn here. Not get too greedy or quick on the recovery. We could have obviously gone for like scout coin forager or something, but
A smidge of this, a pinch of that.
oh, these are getting even bigger. Shoot. A cool little discover deck going on here, man. This is actually still going to work out really nicely for us. Did they take Ignite or Primordial Glyph? I think they took Glyph, of course, given their deck. They want Discovers. Did they play the Glyph? Gotta pay attention. No, they did not play the Glyph, but certain they took the Glyph. All right, yeah, this is still really good. This trade's not our favorite or anything, but it's all right. We got to keep them off board, I think. So we'll happily take some bad trades here, just to keep them off board, so future cards aren't buffing as much, right? Sweet mother of Murlocs! It really is sweet mother of Murlocs. How appropriate. Future side's really good though. Dang, I don't have an answer to that, do I? I guess I do. Chieftain hero power answers it. Just oh no, it doesn't. I don't have a Murloc alive. Scratch that. Yeah, no, I loved the intro of my last Duels video. I thought it was really funny. the totally whiffed chaos theory panning to my idiot face, reacting to it like, what's happening? Why is it so bad? Yeah, this thing's at 5. What a brutal play, man. Brutal. Concoction Rogue is good everywhere, it seems. Is there anything here that answers that for 5? I'm better off just playing for some bad tempo. It's just feed, it's the problem. Lightning Bolt plus hero power later answers that, but it's a lot of work. It's just gonna keep getting bigger and bigger. Oh no, it answers it now. It's 0 mana. Oh yeah, genius. I'm a genius, guys. Totally planned. Totally planned. So next turn is 2 Murlocs. I guess we pick whichever one has the better battle cry. Could maybe go Vrykul instead. That's a little better for Rockkill. Okay. Cookies Ladle, dude. We even, I guess we did draw some cards. Yeah. Is it only 1 per turn now, right? Yeah. Only 1 per turn. Didn't it used to be every Murloc? I think so. All right, so we're still at 19, which this deck doesn't seem like it's crazy damage based. They're gonna have more board interaction with Staking a Claim, so hopefully 19's kind of safe, and we can maybe prevent them from getting another board here for a turn or two and flip this into our favor. All right. 2/3 only. That's not too bad. Shadows of Fusion. So the 2 damage here doesn't really do much. Just wondering actually if we like Vrykul better, because that leaves me more board potentially for a Rothkill next turn. Although I don't really know if I'm playing a Rothkill. It doesn't really do much, unfortunately. Wait. Oh my god, dude. Dude, that secret animation took 17 years, dude. Come on. I'm so over the moon tilted.
You want to cast a spell? I want to cast a spell.
Call this video I went 12-3. Well, this ain't gonna be a video number 1, but yeah. Cool, dude. Dude, I don't want to be playing this. I really just want this to end. The opponent is taking 100 years to discover. I'm so tilted by this run. It's not this person's fault. It's not this person's fault. Yeah, but we're so dead, dude. So dead. There is nothing to keep me in this, right? Guess I can ping off a 3-2. That's not too bad. What am I hero powering? No, nothing. Maybe just whittle down this guy. It's not this person's fault. Yeah, I'm gonna die to my own sack. I knew it was coming. So Aslor does heal me a little next turn and discount something. If he discounts a good target, maybe we could make a little swing again. I think this guy's boards are just gonna get too gross over and over again though. And I don't have any like swing card. Earth Revenant is the closest, and these are all Giganto, right? Just way too big. Freeze question mark? I don't know what that means, man. I don't have a freeze question mark.
Our gift of frost shields us.
Here's
All right.
another test.
Give me back my sack. I know killing this is the right target, but we're dead anyway. I'm just memeing. I just want my sack back, man. Oh, your screen is frozen. Oh, okay. That's the freeze. I gotcha. I understand. All right. Thank God this run is over. Kobe1, do you want to do... okay, Kobe1, let's play a game. You give me your battle tag. Earlier, you sent me just your name, which is actually not quite... that is not quite what I need. I need the numbers. Yeah, I went 0-4. Yeah, that's an even better way to put it. Yeah, I went 0-4 in this Duels run. There we go. That's the numbers I need. All right, Kobe1. Add friends. Friend request sent. Let's open that pack in the meantime. You just got back into Hearthstone after quite a while. Okay, no worries. That means I'll stomp you. Do you want me to play? So, okay, guys, to catch everybody up, Kobe1 spent 200,000 channel points. If you don't know what channel points are, you get them for watching the channel, like, you know, subbing, watching, you get points. Most of you will know this. But 200,000 is a colossal amount. And Kobe has spent them to play me in a game of Hearthstone. So I'm going to ask Kobe what he wants to play. What do you want me to play? What is best for content? Whatever you want is best for content. This is your prize. Don't worry about me. You want to play like standard or wild, or that even that's just helpful. I don't know. I have some standard decks laying around, but not too many. I'll try not to play something too optimized. I'll play some stuff that's a little memey maybe. I actually don't know what most of these decks do. Can you give me like 10 or 15 minutes to open these packs and make a janky deck? Well, alternatively, if you want to do this, I could share decks with you. Would you rather me share some decks with you? So we don't have to wait 15 minutes? I don't know how to do that, but there's a way to do it. Also, I don't see you. What's your name on here? Be Kobe1, right? Where are you? Oh yeah. I think that's pretty common feedback actually. Yeah, I am a little different on the Duels bucket side of things. I don't mind it so much so far, but I don't play that much. Kobe1, are you online? I don't even see you. Am I missing you? Just accepted. Oh, okay. I might also be offline, which could cause a problem. Obi-Wan, where are you? You're my only hope. Obi-Wan. You see me. Okay, we'll do that then. Challenge me, because I don't see you. Oh, here you are. Okay. Hey, Reg. This player has no standard decks. Guys, how does he ask me for decks? How does he ask me for decks? Obi-Wan declines your challenge. Kobe, autocomplete a standard deck. Just do an autocomplete a standard deck. You guys can see why this costs 200,000 channel points now, by the way. It's always like this. It's always such a... It takes so much work and time to get it going. it's an expensive... Yeah, just do an autocomplete, because we're going to give you my decks, so... You just literally just need to have one deck. Done, okay. All right, so now, oh, you need to hit borrow decks at the bottom. Yes, okay. So, feel free to pick whatever you want, but a lot of these are just like old bad decks, so I'd be careful. There's like a control warrior. There's like Blood Death Knight might be pretty good. Dude, play his autofill deck. That's actually a pretty funny idea. I could play his autocomplete deck against my real decks. Oh shoot. Maybe at least for one game. I want him to get a real game too though. I don't want every game to be garbage. Or if we do one game, maybe it'd be fun to do like a Blood Death Knight versus Blood Death Knight. What would you rather do, Kobe? Would you rather me play this autocomplete deck or have a Blood Death Knight duel off? Because we could both play this Blood. Let's do a Blood Death Knight Blood off. That sounds more fun. This will take a while. Let's do that. I think that'll be fun. That'll be good content. Know your opponent's deck. I do, but I don't. I'm too lazy. I happen to know his deck because it's in my deck. His deck is my deck. All right, dude. This is gonna be fun. Actually, this is a cool deck. Is there no Bran in here? No, there is a Bran. Okay. In that case, I think we keep Mograine and card draw. This has Astalor Bran. It has Soul Stealer. This is just the greediest, dude. I love this. This is a fun, greedy Discover Blood DK. This is gonna be fun. Who will patchwork their opponent's patchwork? Yeah, good luck, Kobe, dude.
I see you've brought I see you've brought guests.
All right, I'm this dude. You're the Lich King. Oh, it seems so wrong still to see Renethal 35. I honestly have not played much Standard, but it just feels so wrong. Mograine is greedy. Yeah, but I happen to know that my opponent is also playing the greediest Death Knight deck, so I can afford to be greedy, right? That means I know I can go greedy. Boop. So Kobe, you said you just came back to Hearthstone. Is this your first, like, have you played Death Knight before? Is this new to you, or have you been playing Death Knight at all? Of course I know him. He's me. Oh, dude. Kobe1 is saying, of course I know him. He's me. That's so perfect, dude. The references layering in on themselves. Oh, that's delightful. Of course I know him. He's me. Wow. Killed the screen. Okay, no worries, man. Do you think? If you talk about your plays a ton, I will hear it. Okay, well, next turn I'm gonna next turn I'm playing Prince Renathal. Okay, so be ready. So you better be ready to kill a Prince Renathal, bro. Horn of Winter lets me do some real shenanigans. Yeah, let's do that. Shenanigans are afoot. Yeah, Kobe, since you don't know the cards, I think it's only fair that you get to hear me talk about them a little bit. I think since you're literally learning a new class as we play, it's gonna be okay if you get a little advice, a little heads up here. A little bonus info won't hurt you too much. That card's really good, Kobe. Just to let you know, that's a good one. Great plays being made. I've seen worse plays from myself. All right. That is just not fair at all. Give me some Astalor, baby. It's not fair at all. I know why this deck has so many discoveries now. Yes. Has Kobe-Wan heard of the incredibly powerful card, the Incombobulator, that I just discovered? I bet he doesn't know that it does 20 damage to your face. And it's only 4 mana. You better be ready for the Incombobulator. Boy, oh boy. He's got to stay up against the Incombobulator. What's funny is I said 20 to face as if it was some obscene amount of damage, but Astalor here is going to do more. If I can find it anyway. Do we go for Brand Belgrade or do we save the brand for Astalor? I mean, we got 31 cards. Who knows where Astalor is? I don't think we want to wait too long, right? I think if we get a good chance to do this, we should do it. Muncher here's fine. Death Strike would also be okay, but just get the body down. It's okay. Predictions on the mini set? No, I don't really know much or anything. I'm curious as you are. I mean, there's a ton of like little raids, and you know, I could see like Yogg-Saron type stuff, and Ulduar could be a cool mini set. I thought Ulduar might be the theme of the expansion, but maybe there wasn't enough there for an expansion, so maybe it's going to be a mini set instead. Patch is tomorrow, but not the mini set patch. That should be like mid-February probably. I think it was last year. Okay, what do they get there? Frost Strike, that's a good card. Horn of Winter, oh, spicy. Oh, hope he's going big on board, man. He's really tempoing hard in this deck right now. It's kind of scary, a little atypical. Yeah, let's do that. We're still 32 though, it should be fine.
The more you struggle, the better.
Yeah, exactly. The mini set comes out usually right after or is announced right after the Heroic Brawlicium, yeah. Let's get people to spend their gold and then mini set them. I hope not too many people spend money on the Heroic Brawlicium. I mean, if it's really fun for you, if you want the challenge, like, you know, do your thing. I'm not a steward of your gold, but I always want to be sure to tell people, like, proceed with caution on that. I don't think you want to go overboard. All right. Yeah, this looks good. This is a pretty low pressure board here. Good chance to get the Mograine going. This chip damage over time will matter a ton. 6 damage per turn is nothing to scoff at. So we're not taking it easy on you, Kobe. You got a big problem here. Is the Heroic Brawl based on MMR at all? I don't believe so. That's part of the problem. If it was, well, that's a problem for lower MMR players. For higher MMR players, that's good for them because they get to farm low MMR players. But I think it's just based on wins, much like Arena. So by the time you get to a high win total, you should expect to be facing people of fairly high MMRs. But the problem is that makes it almost impossible for anybody who's a low MMR to get to good win totals. Because especially later in the week, early in the week, there might be enough people in the pool that there's enough low MMR players that they do drift up in the win rating. So even if you get 7-8 wins, you might be playing somebody fairly low MMR just if you get lucky on the draw, because there's enough people in the pool. But late in the week, there probably aren't enough people left in the pool, and it's only going to be high MMR players left. So anybody who's like new or joining late, I think has a pretty good chance to just get absolutely murdered, dumpstered by pros and stuff pretty early in the process. Yeah, Patchwork is good. We like Patchwork. Is he worth a Horn of Winter, I think, is a question we want to ask. Or even a coin. We are still taking a ton of damage. Like, he's doing a great job of just kind of whittling me down here. I don't know. Let's wait a turn. I don't think there's any huge rush here. Doesn't seem extremely urgent to me. We can get this going though. All right. So Bran's gone, so we don't have that Astalor damage off Bran. But given the Mograine already chipping him away, even just a standard 8-mana Astalor is a pretty big threat at this stage. Oh, spicy Theatar. That's a heck of a hand to Theatar, dude. Shoot. Oh, boy. We're going to lose this game, dude. He's just out-tempoing me, just whittling me down and outvaluing me right now, man. Oh, Vampiric Blood again's good, though. What is in hand that I got a Vampiric Blood? Dang. Just enough corpses for it, too. I actually currently have a hard time killing Bran. I guess I can always, but it's not trivial, let's say. Gnome Muncher. Could use the Gnome Muncher to kill Bran. I think this... I am really out of steam though, man. I have no value in hand at all. How did this happen? Why does he have so many more cards than me? I've drawn cards off Vampiric Blood multiple times. I've discovered a few. I guess I haven't played the Chill Fallen Baron yet. That's a pretty big difference. Oh, hit the Enchanter, please. Oh, there's my Chill Fallen Baron I needed. Shoot. My hand is utter garbage, dude. I need some value. Shoot. I need like School Teacher or Scoundrel. Theatar is pretty good. I can just give away a coin, I guess. Take that Astalor back, hopefully. That's some value. Sourfang is value, but boy, does it come at great risk. I wonder if I just like Deathfang or Deathstrike better. It's on curve now as well, which is nice. Am I gonna lose to them playing a Sourfang every time? I don't think so, because then the Mograine becomes such a real advantage, right? I don't think so. I think this is okay. we're gonna win if we stay alive, right? As long as we deal with their board and we just stay in the game. Mograin's gonna win me the game at some point. I do have Astalors though to worry about, so I don't know. It's not trivial. But I really need a good draw here. I need a school teacher. I need a Volpira. I need, you know, Vizier. Like, he keeps hitting all of his Discover, and he just keeps getting all these little bodies over and over again. And, you know, it's just whittling down my resources, and I'm not replenishing them like he is with all these Discovers. He's played 2 Viziers, 2 Teachers, a Baron, multiple Vampiric Bloods. Now my Astalor is getting up there. Ton of crazy Astalors in hand. I'm just gonna lose. Heartstrike is so garbage. Why can't I get a good card? Oh my god, I'm gonna lose. I can't believe I'm down to 1 card. This is unbelievable. I do that in the right order, by the way. Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't have a lot of bad top decks, thankfully. Pretty much everything except Renathal here is a good top deck, I would say. Maybe Corpse Explosion's a little weak, but I wouldn't love a Sour Fang, I guess. But I've got some decent top decks. Soul Stealer right now would be really nice. This board's a really scary board. Oh, Corpse Explosion, that's actually fine. Okay, no, that's fine. It's just enough. This is kind of overkill, I guess, but whatever. Okay. I'm not dead to that other Astalor, but it's awfully close. They have 17 and I'm at 21. Oh my god, dude. What do I deal with this next Astalor, though? I don't have an answer. There's no way. There's no way. I don't have an answer to this. I guess a Patchwork, but then I'm at 5. 4, I guess. Yeah, Hero Power 4. Nerubian Vizier. Is it worth it to trade in? It's kind of the same amount of mana. No, we should be fine with Horn of Winter, right? But there's a lot of things here that don't... I guess this is sort of free, though, isn't it? So I get the discount back anyway. Can't do it later to get it back, so whatever. Army of the Dead does clear. Oh, no, it doesn't. I only have 2 corpses. Are you kidding me? Okay. How on earth do I not have enough corpses for this, man? This doesn't even keep me alive right now. Are you kidding me? Does anything asphyxiate here, I guess? Maybe I need an asphyxiate? I don't know, man. Whatever. I needed the corpses, right? So I'm not even sure that was better than the other one, but it's fine. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's really nice. Good board all of a sudden. Just gonna feed their blood boil, but I'm alive. That's what I care most about. Okay. 19, 6 per turn incoming. Renathal, obviously the worst draw of the deck. It's completely garbage, but these 2/2s were a nice little bonus until they blood boil anyway. They might have Ashbringer for lethal here. Ashbringer Hero Power is lethal, right? Yeah, we have Ashbringer in the deck, so they definitely do. Okay, not an Ashbringer. Force Explosion helps me kill that too, so that's great. Okay. I really don't have an Ashbringer yet. That's pretty lucky. Oh, that might have been lethal too, actually. I think he could have forced lethal there, right? I think. Might have been an opportunity. Because they could have maybe put me at 1. Army that it clears, but it doesn't heal. I die. I'm only at 1. I just died to hero power. I got a Sunwell into something. This costs 6 mana. There's nothing. What am I doing? This is not an answer. Just dead. Just dead. Cool. We lost! Kobe, congratulations, dude. You did it. We lost. I felt like we were just so gassed on resources, man. The whole game. I don't even feel like I was like casual with my resources either. I think we just drew the wrong half of the deck, by the way. GG, dude. Theatar. OP, man. Getting my the double Theatar was a beautiful steal. GG, sir. Thank you for the 200,000 channel points watched. I gotta take a pee break, by the way. He didn't even BM. Yeah, I lost my own deck. That's some consolation, I guess. That was fun, dude. That was really fun. You mastered Death Knight quickly, I'll tell you. I'm a little bitter. Not really, but I'm happy for you, dude. GG's all around. Hey, I'll be right back, guys. Let me take a pee break. I don't know if we're gonna do another Duels run or what. We'll see, but I'll be right back. Okay, I don't think I have time for another Duels run, unfortunately. Well, let's see. When are we done at 5:30? That's 2.5 hours. I mean, it was a bad Duels run, but I don't know if it will be. So now let's do something else instead. We're gonna have a chat. It's time to chat. It's time to chat with chat. It's time to chat with chat. Chat, it's time to chat. Where is my face? It should be over here. Okay. Chat, we're gonna chat. All right. So I want you guys oh, really? Oh, did it do this with the transfer? Oh, is all my Marvel Snap stuff gonna be screwed up? I don't know, maybe not, maybe not. Okay, guys, so we're gonna have a chat. I want you guys in the YouTube video, so you know, add some insights, some thoughts, some funny stuff. You guys are gonna be stars on YouTube in this video. It may not come out for a couple days, but it's gonna come out at some point. So you guys are gonna be there in the video. Here, you're gonna be here in the video. Up here. Hey chat, high five chat. You guys can't see my hand, but I'm high fiving you. Hi mom, there you go. That's what we need. So what you see behind me here, the Blizzard, let me think about how to frame this for the start of the video. So folks, Blizzard sent out a survey, and this popped up on Reddit showcasing some of the stuff in the survey, in particular potential future features and content and monetization options for Hearthstone, gauging people's interest in a variety of different topics. So we've got stuff about subscriptions and game modes and content, which means like, you know, cards and designs and such, new technology for the game and social features for the game, so and cosmetics for the game. So I broke down all these different options in the survey that essentially discuss different kinds of things that could potentially come to Hearthstone in the future. Now, of course, none of these are things that necessarily are going to happen. They're just ideas. They're just getting feedback, you know, checking on what people think about these various potential ideas. So don't count on any of these happening. Don't expect these to happen. They're just possibilities. But I still wanted to talk through them and kind of discuss the sorts of things we might see in Hearthstone in the future. And much like Blizzard is garnering feedback from the people who are taking the survey, I wanted to do the same with you guys. Like, which of these are the most interesting to you? Which of these ideas do you like? Do you hate? So on and so forth. I thought it'd be fun to discuss what the future of Hearthstone might look like and what some of you are looking for from the future of Hearthstone yourself. So first and foremost, this is the one I think that caught the most attention, is they threw out the idea of subscriptions in Hearthstone. And you're going to see 4 different options here behind me. I'll read each of these in a minute. But in summary, the idea was offering ways to access Hearthstone cards via a subscription with different sort of levels of access here. There's, you wouldn't assume all of these exist together necessarily. They're just different options, different possibilities. But more or less, like, you pay $20, you get access to all of Hearthstone cards. And you can just play Hearthstone for $20 a month. You don't own the cards, but you're just renting them for as long as you're paying the subscription. You get to play with whatever Hearthstone cards are included in said subscription based on these various options. And there's been a lot of negative feedback for this, which kind of surprised me. I think actually this would be a pretty cool thing to have in Hearthstone. I think the reason there's been a lot of negative feedback is people are assuming this would be the only option and you'd have to pay $20. I don't think anyone should interpret it that way. I think this would be an additional option on top of the way it works right now. I think they would never get rid of packs unless they had to because of some sort of legislation, perhaps in other regions. I don't think that'll happen in the US anytime soon anyway. I don't think they ever want to get rid of packs. Packs are a great way to make money. You get people spending way more than they normally would. But this is, to me, a lower cost alternative for people who don't want to have to keep up with the game long term. Because right now, if you leave the game for a year or two and you want to come back, you've got a year or two to catch up with. And that is such an enormous proposition to get all of those cards all at once. If you want to play with a bunch of different stuff, like, yeah, you might be able to grab 1 or 2 decks kind of reliably with Dust, but if you want everything, you want a diverse experience, you want multiple game modes like Duels, can be hard to catch up. Whereas with this, you just pay that $20. I got a month where I can play a lot of Hearthstone. I've got 2 weeks of vacation this month. I'm going to play Hearthstone for a month. It's $20 instead of $200 or $500 to get back into the game. So for that portion of the audience, this feels like a much more accessible and affordable way to spend money and get some good time out of Hearthstone. So as long as they maintained the current free-to-play model and the current pack model for those who are better served by each of those sides of it, to me this just looks like all bonus. Like, this is just upside for people who can suddenly have a lower barrier to entry to get back into the game or to maintain the game, frankly, because even the most expensive one here at $20 a month, that's $240 a year. I spend like $200 in expansion right now to get everything, maybe a little less than that. I don't know, 150, 200. So I'm probably spending like $500-600 a year, whereas that would only be $240 a year. So assuming I wanted to keep this up forever, it might be cheaper for me to pay for a monthly subscription as opposed to anything else. Now, that said, we got to get into the nitty-gritty details here because these don't necessarily offer everything that you need. So let's read each of these in detail to figure out if these are actually doing what we want them to do. So first up, monthly subscription, all standard cards, 1 monthly price of $20 to access all standard Hearthstone cards, including the current expansion. So that actually is everything that you'd care about for standard. For $20, that actually seems like a good deal to me. That's way cheaper than you'd need right now for a standard format collection if you bought it outright. So again, for anybody coming back to the game, for somebody just trying to maintain and doesn't care about wild or duels necessarily, I actually think that's a pretty good deal comparative to what we have now. Honestly, still expensive to spend $240 a year on a game. I think we always need to remind ourselves that's still pretty expensive. But if you play a lot of Hearthstone, that's not unreasonable at all, right? I think that's actually pretty fair. And a lot of people would be well served by that subscription. I think that would actually save a lot of people a lot of money. Yeah, it would be better if it had wild with it. I agree with that, sure. For like $20, maybe having wild too, just every card. What would the price be for every card? $20-30? So the next option is a monthly subscription, all standard cards excluding the current expansion. So 1 monthly price of $10 to access all standard cards except the current expansion. To me, that seems not a good deal. Like, who's going to want that? Why wouldn't you want the newest, most exciting cards for your $10 a month? That makes no sense to me. I think the reason they're probably throwing that one out there is because they want the ability to preserve pack sales for new and exciting stuff, which serves Blizzard really nicely, but that would not serve the player base very much at all. Because you just have to buy every set anyway. And then what good is the $10, you know? I don't know what it's actually doing for you if you're just buying all the newest stuff anyway. That seems kind of silly to me. So the third option is monthly subscription, the top 3 decks for 3 classes. One monthly price of $10 to access the current top performing deck for 3 classes of your choice. So you pick your 3 classes, you get the 3 best decks. I don't know if that would update in real time or if it's like monthly. I don't know how that would work, but those specifics aside, I would kind of hate to see this in the game. I feel like it might lead to too much of everybody just playing the same decks, which we already have a problem of. But at least now sometimes people vary their decks a little bit based on their collection. They have some homebrew mixed in. With this sort of option, everybody would always be playing the same exact 3 lists. So it would remove a lot of potential variability from your ladder experience. It might make things feel really samey. As far as value is concerned, I mean, some people don't care about playing more than a few good decks, so that might be good value for people. Just having 3 competitive ladder decks for $10 a month, that's $120 a year to have a really satisfying Hearthstone experience. I don't think that's crazy. So probably decent value, but I don't really like the model of that as far as the impact it might have on the actual ladder experience on average. Fourth option, monthly subscription, all standard cards for 1 class, 1 monthly price of $10 to access all standard cards in 1 class of your choice. So, I mean, that's obviously way less efficient than the $20 for everything. It is absolutely cheaper, but not relatively cheaper, right? It's $10 cheaper. It's an absolute value that's cheaper, but efficiency feels way worse because you get 11 classes for $20. You get 1 class for 10. That is not a great relative cost. That seems a little high to me. I know there are people who like are class specialists again, where that might be a better deal than they're currently getting, but that does not seem good. So for me, really, number 1 seems like a pretty good deal. The other 3 have all pretty notable downsides or don't seem like good deals. So I'd maybe be up for number 1. I think a lot of people would probably purchase number 1 and be rather happy. But the other 3 don't seem like good options. I can see significant downsides with the other 3. I would not be paying a subscription for a game. I'd go play another game. Well, you don't, again, I don't think you have to. This is not a mandatory thing. It wasn't framed as a mandatory thing. It's framed as an option. You would be able to continue enjoying the game the exact same way you do now. We're assuming, we don't really know, but my assumption is that your experience would not change at all. But this is another option for people to engage with monetization. Knowing that, does it feel like a good deal? I think it does for certain people, yes. Yeah, of course, if the implementation of this removes other options, that's going to be bad, right? I think that's a given. Like if you can't free to play anymore and it's only subscriptions, that's going to suck. Obviously, but for people who are currently kind of bouncing in and out of the game or have gone away for a while, who maybe aren't, even think about this, right? Like most people probably just play like 1 month of Hearthstone. Like the new cards come out and you play for a month. And there are probably people who pre-order an expansion every time to play for a single month. Assuming you're allowed to like start and stop your subscription here, you know, buying an $80 pre-order to play 1 month of an expansion versus just paying $20 for a single month 3 times a year is way better if you're somebody who kind of just shows up for new stuff and hype and then kind of drifts off, like I think a lot of players do. So for me personally, adding this would push me away more. Why would it push you away more if it doesn't change your experience? I do not understand. If nothing changes for you, why would an additional option push you away from the game more? I actually think this is a way healthier monetization model, by the way. Compared to opening packs, gotcha boxes with random results versus a known fixed price where you get everything. This is a way healthier model that's far less psychologically predatory. You know exactly what you're getting and you never spend more than you want. Whereas with packs, you're baiting people into buying more packs. So I almost feel like if this were, I would be happier if this were in the game. It would make me like the game more, I think. Again, assuming all other variables remain the same, I don't see how this could possibly hurt if they added it in. Like, it just feels like a bonus option. Of course, if other things go away, if other things change, that is going to vary how we see this. We might have to adjust our feelings a little bit. But if it's purely additive, oh, actually, this is a talking point I wanted. Samniak, thank you for saying this. If I spend $240 for the year, the cards aren't mine. If I spend $240 on packs, the cards stay mine. That is true in theory, but I actually want to contest that. I maintain we're all renting our cards effectively right now. It feels like we're buying them and it feels like we're collecting them. But as we saw literally 2 days ago in China, everyone who bought their cards and owned a collection lost it overnight. Blizzard shut down services in China, and you can no longer access Hearthstone or any other Blizzard games in China. And what that means is the things you own are only yours to own so long as they have a mechanism to be operated with, which is the game client itself. So as soon as Blizzard decides to change any rules or close down the game or turn off the game, you don't own the cards anymore. They're just meaningless. There's an idea of ownership with the cards. So is it really that different than renting them? I mean, functionally, as long as the game is healthy, it is a little different. Yes. Functionally, you don't have to maintain a subscription to use them. You can go play single player stuff for sure, forever, that sort of thing. But functionally, there is in the short term. In the long term, I don't know if I see that much difference, Do they get refunds on recently bought packs? I don't know what the logistics look like, but they've kind of announced it like a month or two in advance. I don't know. Does it make buying packs while subscribed pointless? No, again, there are functional differences, right? Like, again, you can use them once your subscription's over, you'll still have them if you want to use them in Wild or Duels or single player stuff. Like, yeah, of course, you own them within the context of the game. I'm just kind of challenging the philosophy of ownership versus renting. There is a functional difference, though. I don't mean to suggest there's not a functional difference. There would be a functional difference, yes. Because this basically, if you're playing only standard, is probably the same as just buying the cards. But if you have other game modes being introduced, or you want to use the cards after they rotate, then you get a little bit of a difference in how they operate, right? It would feel different. So, it depends a little bit on the player and their specific needs. For instance, I would actually still buy packs. It would be better for me to buy packs because I want to use the cards in Duels long term. I want to have them for content creation in the future. I play Wild occasionally, those sorts of things. It would matter. So to me, owning the cards is important. I think that's fair to say. Like, they missed the boat. Like, this may be coming in too little too late. I think that's a pretty reasonable take. Yeah. A lot of people have kind of given up on their return to Hearthstone already. Anyway, we should move on. This was not the only thing we were going to talk about. So great thoughts in chat. Really appreciate the insights, guys. Your personal experiences for how you would interact with that model is interesting. Everybody's gonna have a little bit of a different take. So next up, let's talk about new modes. They also introduced a few potential modes. Again, for anybody joining us late, this is a survey Blizzard sent out asking about potential new features in the game. None of these are confirmed. You should not expect these to happen. They're just possibilities. They're just gathering feedback. So I wanted to talk through how you guys would feel about these sorts of things being offered. So some of the potential modes they teased were tournament mode, in-game tournaments where you compete against players around your rank for rewards and prizes. Of course, tournament mode has been touted over and over again, and people have wanted tournament mode forever. This actually is a little bit distinct from how I feel like a lot of people envision tournament mode. I think most of us assume tournament mode would be more of a like plug and play where you, or no, not plug and play. Most of us assume tournament mode would be a function where you kind of set up your own tournaments and you have people sign up, and it's like you and your friends, or me and my viewers, streamers, that sort of thing. This actually sounds almost more like a plug and play version, almost like Arena or something, where you're just randomly matched with 7 other people or something, and you kind of go through a tournament and you get rewards and prizes along the way, which sounds cool. I would actually like both, to be honest. I would like a way to set up my own custom tournaments in client, and a way to have a longer, more engaged tournament, kind of like an arena mode or something would be pretty cool. So that'd be fine. That'd be great. New multiplayer modes teased. Play alongside and against friends in 2v2 co-op games or similar modes. This is something people always get really excited about. I'll be honest, this does not look that great to me. I'm not as into the multiplayer stuff as most of you. I don't have any friends anyway. I don't know who I would play with. You know, I'm sure I could find some streamers and stuff to play with, but this is not something that speaks to me personally, but I know a lot of people would like it, and that's cool. I'd be fine with that. I want you guys to be happy, right? So if they added some co-op and 2v2 stuff, I'd be curious to see what that looks like. I bet we could have some fun with it. Hey, Sir Quali, dude, thanks for the tier 1. I think I'm saying your name right, by the way. I think I remembered. That's really nice, dude. But this third one is really appealing to me, right? Create custom game modes or types. Choose from a curated list of keywords and mechanics to create a custom cards and unique gameplay experiences. Oh, please. That, dude, sandbox modes like that create so much potential content. I don't know how much it would be. It seems like an enormous task for them to develop something like that. But that's the sort of thing that keeps games going forever, because you get user-generated content, that UGC, as I think some people call it, that can just drive a game by itself. It frees up a lot of sort of development cost and energy in the future, because it's like suddenly, oh man, our players are making great ways to keep engagement going, which is awesome. So, you know, allowing us to set up wacky events and tournaments and crazy games. Imagine how many videos you can make. Imagine how much fun you could have with your friends. Like, oh, hey, we're going to, you know, every card's going to cost 0. It's basically like Tavern Brawl rules, but you're setting them yourself. You're defining them yourself, and you're just creating all kinds of crazy experiences. You could even see some like homegrown sort of formats develop out of that sort of thing. Popper modes and who knows what else. Cool stuff people would come up with. But depending on how robust the tools were for that sort of sandbox mode, that could be absolutely amazing for the game. I think it would not only be good for creators like me, but players too. Could do some really cool stuff. So, I don't know. I would... Yeah, that's a good point, Funkless. Not everybody has in-game friends, myself included, that would like be willing to do that stuff with. But I'm imagining it sort of like old school. For me, it was like Age of Empires 2. A lot of people like Warcraft 3, right? Where you find a thing in the client, some kind of special game mode or whatever, and there's matchmaking for that rule set, for that game mode, for that mod, whatever it is kind of in client. So, you know, you could make a wacky special version of Hearthstone and kind of lock in that module or whatever, and then you could have people queue up inside of that module to play against each other. Some sort of what was that called? I mean, it's what BattleNet and all that stuff started out as, kind of, but you know what I mean, like custom games filtering and matchmaking and stuff built in would be really, really cool. Again, seems ridiculous. I don't really expect that to happen in Hearthstone, because the amount of work and time and energy for that seems monumental compared to a lot of these other things, which seem like low-hanging fruit. So to me, this is almost the least likely thing that we could have in Hearthstone on this entire list, but I think it would be the coolest. Could you imagine how insane that would be? Man, I don't know that they'd be willing to invest that much at this stage of Hearthstone. That feels like something they could have came in off the bat and been amazing, but I just know for me, like when I played games back in the day, that's what I played, right? When I played Age of Empires 2, I only played custom maps after a while, and then you just play custom maps all night forever, and it's so much fun doing crazy stuff. I would love that. That'd be perfect. So, moving on. This was another. By the way, I created these brackets of I named I separated these into their different groups. By the way, these were not done by Blizzard. I'm just trying to make it more easy to digest for you guys. So these were all just in one long list on the survey, but I kind of broke them out to help you better summarize it and stuff. So the next kind of angle they asked about was content stuff, and by this I mean like design and things inside of the current version of Hearthstone instead of kind of outside of it. So the first one is top strategies always evolving. What that means is ranked play never gets old due to guaranteed bi-weekly balance changes. So if we got balance changes guaranteed every 2 weeks, would you guys like that or dislike that? Right now, balance changes happen at more irregular cadences and kind of as needed, but I think this is teasing the idea that they could have kind of consistent shakeups of the meta so that you always had something a little bit different going on. Does bi-weekly mean twice a week or every 2 weeks? I'm almost certain it would mean every 2 weeks in this case. I think that's hotly debated, but I don't think they'd ever do twice a week. That would be too quick for people to even have time to process it and keep up with it. So I think every 2 weeks. I would bet 99% that means every 2 weeks. They should have specified that, by the way. From a survey design standpoint, you want to be as clear as you can in language like that, but they didn't. So I kind of like that, of course. Again, as a content creator, my desires and needs are a little bit different than other people's, because stuff to talk about, new things to do is really beneficial for me personally, but I do recognize that too many changes too often can be really overwhelming for people to keep track of, and they can have like decks or cards they love, and if they get changed, it can be frustrating. It can feel a little bit overwhelming to have too much happening in a game. Some people need a more consistent foundation and throughput to connect to the game. And I see this all the time when I post like nerf videos and stuff. They keep changing everything. I can't keep track of the game. You know, I say that with a whiny voice, but it's a reasonable complaint. I don't mean to suggest it's not reasonable. That's a reasonable thing to say, because some people interact with the game at a more casual level and at a different pace. If you're plugged in every day and you're really paying attention and you're on YouTube, you're on Reddit, this is not a big deal to you to keep up. But for other people who just pop in a couple times a week, aren't really plugged in, it can be overwhelming to see changes every 2 weeks. So I'm torn. I in some ways think it would be better for the game, but I do know that some players would feel a little overwhelmed by that. So perhaps if it's more limited, I don't know. What do you guys think? Don't your videos get outdated really fast? Yeah, but it's not all videos, but yes, videos like that do, yeah. But it doesn't matter. Most Hearthstone videos get all their views in the first 3 days anyway. Only Duels videos have a long tail traffic pattern for Hearthstone. It's just not evergreen. But it's fine if you get a big spike in the first day. It's still, you know, it works for me. Are the survey inputs on these binary? Yes, no. They didn't actually show the... these are like select your top 5. You had to pick like the 5 you liked most. So ranked, not really ranked ordering, but sort of ranked ordering. They should have done ranked ordering instead of pick your top 5. There's no reason to create an arbitrary cutoff like that. Could have just done ranked ordering. But this is not me analyzing Blizzard surveys again. We did that in a previous video. I'm not going to do that again. because you still get the same amount of information. You still get people's top 5, but you also get way more information. It's a little more work sometimes from the user standpoint, but not really, because they have to read everything anyway. So anyway, is this a public survey? I didn't get the survey. It was just on Reddit. They sent it out to a bunch of people. So public to the audience of Blizzard, but I don't know how wide they go with it. Okay, so the next thing is new mechanics. This is basically just saying we already do this, but do you like us doing this? And is this important to you? Is this a reason you're playing the game? So new mechanics, card types, rules that add depth and dimension. That's nothing new, but yes, people are going to want that, of course. That's what we like in Hearthstone. New stuff. This is more frequent major refreshes. Enjoy even more frequent major content updates, i.e. more than the 6 major updates ranked mode currently receives per year. So they're talking about 3 expansions and 3 mini sets for the 6 we currently have. Would you like even more frequent major content updates? The problem with that is it gets more expensive every time there are more updates, right? If they add more new card releases, that's more money to spend, which is really a high pressure situation for a lot of people. So again, as a creator, of course, I would take a new card every day, right? I'd have endless videos, but I realize that can really alienate people who can't quite keep up already. Now, if you did have a subscription model, that would stay fixed as much new content as there was. So that could be a good way to mitigate some of that cost concern if you had subscribers. But not everybody would want to subscribe, right? So the pack people would be really sad. Are these points you're making for new players getting in the game or suggestions for what you want to see happen? Neither. I'm not doing anything here. These are questions from Blizzard, so you is perhaps not the best sentence here, but we don't have the full. Only one of these screenshots that was on Reddit of this survey included any sort of prompt. The other one didn't have a prompt, and they don't go together, I don't think. So it says, below is a list of features content that could potentially be included as a part of a major Hearthstone update, which, if any, would motivate you to play Hearthstone if added/available in the game. So motivate you to play Hearthstone does not indicate new or returning or even active players. That could obviously be, of course, all of those groups. So they may have had some sort of selection process in the sampling, if they only sampled people who haven't played the game recently, or people who are like not Hearthstone players but play other Blizzard games, because they have access to all those groups, of course, or current Hearthstone players, and maybe all 3. But the wording is generic there enough that it's really just about would these things make you want to play Hearthstone? So could really be any of the 3 audiences. So anyway, next up is Blizzard Games crossover with Hearthstone. Play the same great game but with entirely refreshed cards drawn from Diablo, Overwatch, or StarCraft universes. I'm not into this. I thought Diablo was cool, whatever, that's fine, but I'm not really into this. I like Hearthstone being Warcraft IP primarily. I don't mind if characters from the other universes get reimagined in a fantasy medieval setting, but if we get high tech Overwatch character with pistols and stuff in Hearthstone, I'll be like, that's kind of cheesy to me. If they're re-envisioned in the Hearthstone world, that'd be fine. That'd be cool. Whatever. Okay, Genji's a ninja in Hearthstone. Cool. Whatever. Tracer's got some cool old timey flintlock pistols. That's cool. She's got like a portal on her chest, that's like a magical portal instead of like a teleporter tech. That'd be cool. Whatever. That's fine. I'd like that. But I don't want like Raynor popping down in his actual spacesuit, make it look like a knight's set of armor. That's fine. So new classes, play a new hero class. Example given: Shaman, Demon Hunter, or Warrior. Indeed, we could use Warrior in Hearthstone. It's not in the game currently, so that would be very welcome. So that's just new classes. We've already got Death Knight and Demon Hunter. So yeah, I mean, of course, I think people are going to want new classes. I will say, I don't think Death Knight was quite the motivator that Demon Hunter was to get people into the game. And I think they went to the new class well, and the first time I think it worked out great, and it was amazing, and it had some awesome results, particularly because it coincided with the pandemic lockdown phase. People were just at home playing games, watching videos, really engaged in Hearthstone. And then they went back to the well with Death Knight, and you know, it was a little drier. I'm not going to say Death Knight was underperforming or a failure or anything. Obviously, we don't know, but I don't feel like Death Knight was as hyped as Demon Hunter, because the first time you get a new class, right, that's a huge moment. The second time you get a new class, probably not as significant as a moment. So, but I think we still want new classes eventually. It's just, I don't know if that's something that's going to drive a ton of new exciting engagement like it did before. Diablo was close enough to Warcraft to feel fine in the game. Yeah, that's what I always said about Diablo, right? He's like he's just a demon. There's plenty of demons in Warcraft. He fit in fine thematically to me. The Diablo universe being a sort of medieval fantasy, maybe a gothic fantasy, but you know, fantasy, not super high tech, not modern. It fits pretty well. All right, so next up, the next bracket of the survey, as I designated it here, was kind of technology stuff. So things that are like about the client or changing the technology of Hearthstone in some significant way. So first up, they said smart success metrics. So improve your decks, play, and strategies of the real-time card, win rate, and stats, deck tracking, real-time opponent intelligence, etc. So basically like HS replay type stuff, but built into the client. I'm not that intrigued by that. I honestly, in some ways, I hate that the player base is so well equipped with tons of data. It's a necessary thing. It's obviously always going to happen. There's no way to avoid that. People are going to seek win rate data, of course, but I don't know that it makes the game better. It's like it solves metas, makes people play the same lists. Adding it to the client probably just doubles down on that problem, and I don't think it makes life much easier. It's not too hard to just get a deck tracker and go to HS replay or whatever. So I'm fine with that being served in a third party setting. I'd almost hate for Blizzard to spend development hours on something that's already being served pretty well when they could be spending that time and energy perhaps and resources on something new and different that's not currently being served very well. To me, that would feel a little redundant. So next up is an independent app for Battlegrounds, having a separate app game for Battlegrounds game mode, Hearthstone's Auto Battler. This has never been an issue for me. There's a lot of people out there who've always been really, really hard on Battlegrounds and wanting it to have its own client. It almost feels like it's almost some sort of like philosophical stance as opposed to a practical one. There is some practical upside to that because the game client is smaller on mobile, perhaps, if you split out some of that like Mercenaries and Battlegrounds stuff. Like the actual mobile download might be faster and require less data, and maybe that's good. To me, that's a fairly minor upside. That's not a problem I've encountered personally. I don't care that Battlegrounds lives in the client. I don't care that Mercenaries lives in the client. It's not taking anything away from me. But I do know a lot of people really want this. I almost think it's more philosophical. Like Battlegrounds is not my Hearthstone kind of thing, and they don't want Battlegrounds in there. That argument is not compelling to me, but yeah, people have it. That's okay. Grumpier, I'm with you. I think having it in the client is helpful. I think there's natural crossover and bleed over between the two. I think, for instance, a lot of people who had resigned themselves to only playing Battlegrounds probably were intrigued by Death Knight and checked out some Death Knight action, maybe bought some packs. Probably good for standard in some ways, and vice versa. New Battleground stuff comes out. I'm curious about it. I go play some Battlegrounds. So I think having them live together has some benefits. I don't really see the benefits as much of separating them. If it is, it's more of a technology benefit than a kind of player experience benefit, I would argue. So next up is available on console. Yeah, that sounds like a fine bonus to me. I would not play it on any of those places. I actually don't think very many people would play it on most of those places. I feel like people are going to play on their phone or PC primarily, but it doesn't hurt anything. Switch, I've heard a lot of people want to play it on Switch, so Switch seems like a good fit. I don't have Switch though, so. But yeah, I've heard a lot of Switch, but PlayStation, Xbox, is that really going to get played much? I don't know. There might be some audiences served there, but I bet they're pretty small. This last one's pretty crazy. Hearthstone 3D gameplay. See your heroes and minions come to life on your screen as fully realized 3D characters. I mean, yeah, that sounds cool, I guess, right? We do have some three-dimensional elements in Hearthstone right now with certain card animations and stuff. They have like little models popping out of the card. I think the Loas were the first ones to really do that, maybe. So we kind of approximate that right now in Hearthstone, but I mean, that's cool. Honestly, I do think that would steal away the feel of a card game a little bit. I think Hearthstone does such a good job of feeling like a physical card game. So to be that it's almost like, yeah, it's almost like Yu-Gi-Oh or something, right? Like I don't know that I would love it as much. I don't think I'd hate it. It could obviously be explained away. Like even if they're playing a physical card game in the Warcraft universe, magic is being used to visually represent the characters on the cards, sort of thing. It's fine. I don't think I need this though, you know. It just feels like, how would they ever keep up with that? You know, 135 cards. They're not making 3D models for 135 characters. So it would probably be like a select set of legendaries, or, you know, then it would just be kind of out of place. I just don't think I need this. I think it would have actually been cool if Battlegrounds did that. Battlegrounds would be fun like that. We kind of, you know, it's more like TFT or whatever. Auto chess type vibe, but I'd love to see Warcraft characters like that. So yeah, probably not for me, but yeah, okay. So next up was social features. They talked about some social features. Social group play, create, join guilds, and connect and play with them via special events, group quests, compete with other guilds, etc. Yeah, a lot of mobile games do that. I've done that stuff in mobile games. There's fun little group events and stuff. You try to take down the boss over time. You have little ranks and stuff. I think that'd be cool. It'd be fun to run a Regis guild with you guys and have some fun little stuff to do. I don't think that's a huge undertaking. It's a lot. Everything's hard, I know, but compared to some of these other ones, that seems a little more achievable and a nice little way to keep people engaged. Get some extra rewards and stuff. Yes, Xenon, you're right about that. This is all a little late. A lot of these things are in mobile games for the last like 5 or 10 years, and yeah, they all feel a little late. That doesn't mean they're bad to add. It's just, is it going to be motivating for people? Probably not. It's nice to haves for the current player base. It will improve the experience for those people playing the game. Is it going to make people play the game? Are people going to come back to Hearthstone because there is a guild now? I don't really think that's going to happen. I think you're right about that. It's super late. Next up is a player-to-player card marketplace. Buy, sell, trade, or gift cards to others in a safe online platform. I don't know that we really need this. Cards individually in Hearthstone don't have like particularly big values. I mean, if you get an extra legendary, particularly with no duplicates now, what are you even trading? It's like, I got a Death Knight legendary and you got a Demon Hunter, and I want Demon Hunter and you want Death Knight, and we trade. I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really sound that interesting to me. I don't know what that's for. Cards don't have individual values that are interesting enough, or there's no like particular rarity. It's not a limited resource, you know, you can just go craft it. So somebody feel free to explain that, why you think that's awesome. In-game live events. Join other players and friends for live mass in-game events that connect the global Hearthstone player base. These are always worded like so public relations-y. Some marketing guy got really excited writing this. I don't mean to make fun of it. It's just, what does that actually mean? I don't know. you know, I think in MMOs and stuff, it's really cool to have big events where people get together because you have a physical representation of yourself and you're literally standing next to somebody else and it feels like you're in this big, awesome group environment. And it does feel significant. It feels really cool to be there and everybody's chatting and you're all jumping around and it feels like you're a part of something. How do you recreate that in Hearthstone? You don't feel like you're a part of anything in Hearthstone. There's nobody standing next to you. There's nobody talk. I mean, there could be chat, I guess, but I don't know what that means. Will it actually feel connected, I guess, is the thing. Like, okay, there's a big event. We're all going to fight the Lich King. We all got to kill the Lich King. And we're all doing it together at the same time. But as far as I'm aware, I'm completely alone in this. You could all be robots. You all don't exist. I don't know how you capture that in Hearthstone. So sure, it sounds great in theory, but what does that mean in practice? I have no idea. Public profiles show other players your progress, achievements, rank, collection stats, and more. Yeah, that seems like a great thing to have, particularly with achievements. You know, right now you have no way to show off your achievements. That's kind of sad. People always post on Reddit, hey, I did this thing, I got the thing, yay, look at me. Having a profile for that would be cool. Again, I think there's a discoverability question here, like how are people finding these, how are they interacting with these? But if you had things like guilds, if you had recently played players, perhaps it'd be a good place to like, oh man, that guy trounced me with that deck, let's take a look at his profile or whatever. That could be cool. Like, oh, I owned that guy. Let's check out his profile. He only has 1,000 achievement points. What an idiot. You know, that sort of thing. As long as these had some visibility, right, and some discoverability, I think that would be cool for people. Or even if it was like, imagine if you had like badges based on some of this stuff, and when you queued up against somebody, they had like badges under their name. So it's like, oh man, 30k achievement point badge, whoa, or like legend in every mode badge, you know, that sort of thing. So to make you curious about their profile, something that increased that visibility or interactivity a little. That'd be pretty fun. People like showing off. They like, you know, oh, complete collection badge, dude, he's OP, he's pay to win. You know, I actually think that'd be pretty sick, but I think there needs to be a way to sort of break that barrier to make sure people are engaging with it, because without that default visibility, I don't think most people are going to bother to like click into anybody's profiles, because why do you care about random dudes' profiles? Maybe your friends are guildmates, yes, but random people, I think that would be better. Okay, so final category here I broke out is cosmetics. So unique cosmetics that aren't part of the traditional Warcraft universe, e.g. K-pop, anime, etc. Love that K-pop and anime are the two defaults there. While keeping the current Hearthstone art style. Yeah, they do that already a little bit, right? We've had some like mecha stuff and some anime stuff. I'm not into these personally, but it's a bonus for people who like them, whatever. If that sells some stuff, keeps the game in business, it's fine by me, whatever. Yeah, Magic players will love that stuff, yeah. As long as it says here, while keeping the current Hearthstone art style, that's probably what I care about. I don't want things looking too out of place or too garish or feeling like they break the kind of immersion or fantasy of Hearthstone too much. Even that is who really cares at the end of the day, but that's my personal preference. I would prefer to keep that sense of immersion a little bit. So next up is alternate art style cosmetics. Cosmetics that break the traditional Hearthstone art style, e.g. anime, comic book, realism. So this is more... I don't like this as much. I like all of those kinds of art. I love comic book art, right? But I want... The problem here is, right, is that when other people have those things, they're still in your game. Like, I don't want to play a guy who's got, like, you know, comic book art. It's I'm gonna have to look at the comic book art. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to look like Hearthstone. Again, you know, very like silly thing to care about, because who really cares at the end of the day? It doesn't change the gameplay. But if I'm gonna be picky, if they're gonna ask, that's my preference. That's my preference. So again, it wouldn't be a deal breaker for me or anything. I just would prefer to keep it looking like Hearthstone. Marvel Snap does have it big time, but it's like built into the game, and it's actually explained in universe in Marvel, because they have variants. They have you know, multiple universes. The kind of multiversal explanation kind of captures it. And but that said, if you notice in Marvel Snap, I don't really use that many variants. I like the superhero, the base art. I actually am the same way. So even there, despite the explanation, despite it being more built into the game, still kind of prefer it looking the same. So progressive customization, permanently evolve card art, animations, card frames, board skins, and other visual elements as you play. That is literally Marvel Snap. They're like, hey, wait a minute. People seem to like evolving their card frames and animations in Marvel Snap. Maybe we could do that in Hearthstone. Frame break. Yeah, exactly. And I'm cool with that. Yeah, as long as it's not tied to power level, any kind of ways to make your cards get cooler over time, I'm fine, as long as it's not poorly executed, right? As long as it looks good. Hero customization, choose your own hero power design from a set list and customize your hero's visual aesthetic. So that's actually pretty cool. If I'm reading this the way I want, this actually might be less a cosmetic thing and more of a content thing, because this almost sounds like you get to pick a custom hero power. Design, does design mean mechanic, or does design mean, well, no, you can't really do that, because you still have to be associated to a class. No, it must mean aesthetic. But anyway, I teased an idea like this. I talked about this a long time ago for the guy who made Matt London, the guy who makes the Book of Mercenaries, Book of Heroes and stuff, was asking like, what would you like next for single player stuff? And I said, I'd love to be able to make my own hero on a Twitter thread. And he responded with positive, like, oh yeah, that's a pretty cool idea. Like being able to pick a hero portrait and a hero power and a kind of a play your own hero, as opposed to always having a pre-designated character. I could play as Regis and like make a Regis somehow. So like, you know, some artwork that lets you like add a beard and change the hair color and stuff. So two-dimensional sort of thing like we see in 3D build the characters. But build a Regis and have my own hero power and play the game through that mechanism. I think that would be pretty cool if that is indeed what this means. We'd all be Regis, yeah. So if that's what that's getting at, I would love that. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, basically a champion of Azeroth, kind of like Warcraft. You're making your own character in World of Warcraft, right? The champion of Azeroth. So finally, the very last thing on this list is alternate card designs. Collect rare, visually enhanced versions of your cards to bring even more value to your collection. So I think that's kind of signature cards and diamond cards, which I don't know, whatever. I'm not into those much. I don't want to pay for those personally, but some people like it. That's fine. Monetizing cosmetically is cool with me. Just not for me, if that makes sense. So, okay. There you go, guys. Those were the different topics covered in the Blizzard survey they sent out. So, pretty big topics. I mean, again, just to set expectations, you should not expect any of this in particular. You certainly shouldn't expect all of this. This is one of those things where they're trying to find the most exciting, most compelling thing for people, and then they're going to target that one or two things, right? They clearly can't do all of this, but maybe seeing one or two of these things in the near future is possible. Now, I'm going to say a bold thing that some people don't like hearing. I don't think people are actually very good at guessing what they like. myself included. I think some people are going to vote for certain things, but then when it comes out, they won't actually play it or be that interested in it. So sometimes what we expect to like is a little bit different than what we end up enjoying. And I would say that the task of any good game designer, of any good game development company like Blizzard is identifying the difference there and recognizing, hey, people are kind of leaning towards this thing, but maybe we can't make it all that fun, or in reality it's not that fun, so we should instead focus on this thing, even though it's third on the list. Like, this is the bread and butter, like this is good, people are going to enjoy this, and we're going to be able to turn this into something really cool. So recognizing where that deficit is and kind of filling in the gaps a little bit. So, for instance, tournament mode has been at the top of everybody's list forever. Blizzard already said in the past, like, yeah, we know you guys want tournament mode, but we're not really sure about tournament mode ourselves. I don't know if we can make this good. That might be for the best. I'm not sure how good tournament mode would actually be in reality. This sort of thing. So we'll see. We're not going to know what people rank as number one, obviously, but curious, any of these things... Well, not any. A lot of these things would be a welcome addition. I just want new stuff in Hearthstone all the time. So anyway, that's it. That's the topic. Great video, chat. Thank you for chiming in, everybody, with your awesome words and thoughts and advice. So if you're watching on YouTube, drop some comments with your thoughts as well. Very, very curious to hear. So that said, that's probably going to wrap it up for Hearthstone today.